Schumann there?
Yeah, I think there'll be a combination of Daryl and Shu. Obviously, Daryl's going to start today. Shu's played the last few days. For Schumann, I think the biggest thing, is just he hasn't played every day. So the workload is obviously increased over the last few. And we want to make sure that we can keep him healthy, keep him feeling good, and this is Daryl's opportunity, to come here and take advantage of it. Really, I think this is our 39th of 40 guys to touch the big leagues this year off the 40-man that we started out with. So I think the only guy that was on the 40-man to start the offseason is Brett Harris, and he's the last guy standing. I think the dominant place that Daryl plays short right now. Yeah, and that's where he's played in AAA all season for the most part. We have other guys on the roster, obviously, Vanderhart and Urshela and Urias that play second, so Schumann is his second when Hernandez is there at short as well.
Most of was playing three different positions in midfield, third base, second base, shortstop. What's the prognosis on him? What the updates on him?
Well, we're hopeful we can get him back. I think he's moving in the right direction. For Max, he's made some progress. We're still waiting for him to regain his strength in the hand, and once that happens, I think you're seeing him take some ground balls and being able to throw the baseball, but in terms of swinging the bat, that hasn't happened.
How optimistic are you that Jacob could be back in the minimum of 10 days?
Oh, 10 days? I thought you were going to say back this year. That'll be tough, I think, but I don't want to put a timeline on anything. I mean, like we said before, it's a pain tolerance thing for really for Max and for Jacob. Both of these kids I expect back, and obviously I think, for them, we'll continue to just treat them and make sure that they're making progress before we really, put them towards any type of real, strenuous activity on their hand, wrist, forearm, whatever it's diagnosed.
What do you have learned about the progress that Darrell had made in AAA this year, playing shortstop every day?
He's a better defender. The actions are better. The footwork's better. I think the speed of the game is now easy for him. On the defensive side, he's done a nice job. Offensively, he's having a good year, solid year. I think he's walking more. Again. With Jacob being out, this is a good chance to see Daryl and to give Daryl some opportunity.
There's been a lot of attention around Nick, just see what he is as a player. How much do you enjoy him as a guy, carrying that clubhouse, and maybe for some of the things you're learning about him?
I've learned a lot about Nick. Has he opened up about Marvel yet?
Not to me.
All right, so he's got me watching the Marvel. Is it trilogy? It's not a trilogy.
Cinematic universe?
Yeah.
It's like 30.
Captain America, baby. That was my plane ride home from Houston. So I love the kid. He's a pure joy to be around. He's for 22 years old, he's one of the most advanced young men I've met, just in terms of his preparation and his routines. He continues to learn. He continues to grow. He continues to add on to what he is learning he needs to do to be on the field every day, which is great. That's all I can ask for.
Do you feel like some of these moments that he has, like, he handles them the right way? Does he look at them as a kid still?
What's wrong with looking at every moment like a kid? I wish I had that perspective. He lives it very humbly, I think for him it's just another opportunity to go out and play a game that he loves and continue to do it at this level. He's a grateful person, and again, I can't say enough nicer things. I don't think.
We had a chance with the superhero as a coach. I was thinking Superman, but I just wanted
Which
to know
superhero does who remind me of?
Nick.
Nick? I don't know. Maybe we should make Nick a superhero of his own. Oh man. What about? I don't know. Is it Incredible Hulk a superhero?
I think is he DC or
He's
Marvel?
probably DC. Is he Marvel? All right, let's go to Incredible Hulk. Instead of the big Amish, it's the big Hulk.
I know you talked about the trade deadline a little bit yesterday.
This is the best scrum, by the way, of all year. And I came in here like, oh God, I got to do this again. Go ahead.
But do you prefer like the organization talking to guys who might read their name in rumors online or whatever, hear it from their family or whatever? Do you prefer to have those conversations with them to try to get ahead of it, or would you prefer guys just kind of put the blinders on and focus?
No,
on
they definitely can't put blinders on, but they can come in and have a conversation with me for sure. I was never traded at the deadline. I was traded after the deadline when it was easier to trade players prior to the rosters being set. I went through that process. No, I think, that we talked about this a little bit when I think I was in Houston about the trade deadline and, how you deal with players. And it's not the players are the ones that are, searching it out. It's generally the wives and the family members that relay all that great information and are stressed out, right? I think the players know that it's out of their control and they're going to just focus on playing baseball.
I take it you've been having some of those conversations this week, the last couple of weeks?
No, they're all scared of me. They don't want to be in my office.
You didn't overlap a ton with Ryan Sandberg. You might have played one game that he managed for the Phillies. Do you have any memories of watching him, meeting him anymore?
I mean, just as a kid growing up watching some of the games, the grace that he played the game at. I loved last night. ESPN ran another tribute, and it was eye opening of just the success one, but the grace that he did that was pretty amazing.
As speaking to tonight's matchup, as hot as Nick Kurtz has been, they got somebody on the other side that's a potential MVP candidate in Cal Raleigh. How do you go about in attacking not just him but their lineup?
Yeah, we did a nice job last night. I thought, Cal took a great at bat there to get that. I think it was a changeup or maybe sweeper after we punched him out his first two at bats. But yeah, I mean, limiting the damage from Cal really, and in their lineup, limiting damage. I mean, we kept them to 3 runs last night. They kept us to 1. I think that's a good baseball game. I enjoy playing those games when we're competitive and we feel like we're one hit away from winning a game, which we were last night. But I think tonight's a night that I feel good about our matchup. I feel good about our offense. We got a chance to hopefully get a lead and hold on to it tonight.
Hey Mark, you've seen Cal Raleigh a lot of his career at this point. The home runs obviously stand out, but what about him besides just pure power numbers this year stand out to you in terms of progression for him?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I only see him when we play against him. And the bats, I think, like you say, the progression of the at-bats, just the ability to with 2 strikes, kind of make the adjustment. I mean, he's still hitting the ball out of the ballpark. The power's been impressive. I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, when you make a mistake, it generally doesn't come back. And for me, I mean, there was areas where you could throw pitch to him, and he shrunk those areas quite a bit.
Thanks, Doc.
That's all right.
Appreciate it.
My guy right there.